Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, and in this video we're going to be previewing day 3 of Glorious Goodwood. It's Ladies' Day tomorrow and I will be there like I've been the last couple of years with BBC Radio Sussex, but I'm going to be their roving reporter tomorrow. I'll be based down in the winners' enclosure, so if I see you around, be sure to give me a wave and maybe we could have a chat about the day or racing in general. I'd like to meet some of my followers out there, so if you are there at Glorious Goodwood tomorrow and you do see me, give me a wave. But also as well, I just want to say I'm really sorry for not giving you a winner yet at Glorious Goodwood. Today really wasn't our day. We didn't really have much to shout about. In the first race I thought we were going to nick it possibly with Hayley Turner, but unfortunately she just couldn't hold on and she got swamped in the closing stages. Still got the extra place serve each way. Also as well, Naquada for William Haggis was an okay runner, got the each way, but apart from that there was nothing to write home about. I know a lot of favourites did win today, but you can't always say that, and I even though I don't normally back favourites, those favourites I thought today were vulnerable, so that's why I went against them with some outsiders. So hopefully maybe the favourites don't have a good day tomorrow. I think they will have some good chances, but yeah, it's kind of been a favourites day today, obviously with Too Darn Hot and also as well Liberty Beach, but I think tomorrow could be a bit tougher and it could be the bookmakers' day, so it's going to be one to take on those favourites, and hopefully I can give you some winners tomorrow and turn some of our fair each ways that we've had on the first couple of days into some winners. I think we deserve to, because I put in a lot of work for these tips, so hopefully it can all click tomorrow. And it starts in the 150, and I've actually backed the winner of this race in the last 2 years when I've been doing my piece live on air, so hopefully I can continue it to be a hat-trick tomorrow. And in the 150, I'm going with a horse called Walkinthesand. Now, if you follow my YouTube channel, you might remember that I backed him and put him up here on my channel at the July Festival, Walkinthesand, when he won at 10-1. He's 11-2 tomorrow, and he was raised by the handicapper a few pounds for that victory. He's trained by Richard Hannon, and Ryan Moore retains the ride. He won a good race from the front pretty much last time out. He was up there throughout the race. He was very prominent, and in the end he used his class to stay on home, and he could be the group horse still running in the handicap. Now, the race he won was won by Communique last year, and Communique went on to win this race to Glorious Goodwood, so obviously it seems the stepping stone to this race. And even though he does have to carry nearly top weight tomorrow, I think Walkinthesand, he's still a class horse. He's been running in good races in group and listed company, and I think tomorrow he'll prove why he is a group horse running in a handicap. And I think even at 11-2 he's still a very backable dirty each way price, and for me he's going to be the opening selection on day 3 of Glorious Goodwood. We then go to the 225, and I'm going to stick with the favourite here, Thread at 9-4 for Tom Marquand and Richard Hannon. It could be Tom Marquand's biggest day in the saddle if he wins tomorrow. Now, this horse finished second in the Coventry one, was well backed beforehand, finishing second behind Arizona. We don't know how good the Coventry's been. There's been a couple of winners come out, but you're not really seeing a whole list of them coming out to win. Also as well, he's going to be reopposing with Guildsman tomorrow. Guildsman did win here on debut, but I think he does hold Guildsman, Fret does, and I think going forward Fret could still turn out to be the better horse. Richard Hannon has always said that this is probably their best 2-year-old they've had this year. They're really excited about him, and I think he's got a massive chance tomorrow, and I think the downhill track as well will suit him. And he was a bit unlucky in that Coventry not to win because things didn't go right for him, but he still ran a very good race to finish second. We then go to the 3 o'clock, and I'm actually going to be staying with another Richard Hannon horse here, and this is a kind of seen as maybe a low or a weak St. Ledger trial, but there are some good horses from this, and the likes of Cross Counter, who won the Melbourne Cup last year, Crystal Ocean, who's a Group 1 winner of the Prince of Wales, and also as well Highland Rill, have all won this race in the last few years, so it can produce some good horses. I'm not sure there's a superstar in there waiting to come out this year, but I thought Floating Artist tomorrow at 14-1 for Richard Hannon could go well. Pat Dobbs retains the ride after his win at Ascot last time out in a handicap, and that was a good handicap. He wasn't fancied at all that day in the market, and he was giving away a lot of weight to some of his rivals. He was up against a nice horse called Phalak for William Haggis's, who had been progressing really nicely, and he did well that day, Floating Artist. the connections, especially with Shannon said in his blog that they were confident once they stepped him up and trip, they would see the rewards. Also as well, if you go back to some of his earlier form at Newbury earlier on in the season, that run behind King Ottica, that's a nice piece of form because it's worked out quite well. And I think there's a lot to like about Floating Artist's chance tomorrow. He's 16-1 in a place as well, and I think he's a good each way bet. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he's travelling on really strongly at the end and he'll be doing his best work later on. So that's going to be the tip for me. In the feature race of the day, the Nassau Stakes, I thought this is the best renewal I've seen in the last few years of this race. And the one I'm going to go for in the 3:35, the Nassau Stakes, Group 1, is the French Raider Chanel. Now this horse is 7-1 with bookmakers at the moment. I think it's a cracking each way bet, trained by Frédéric-Henri Graffard and Pierre-Charles Beddoes, but for the ride. Now, I know Hermosa is a warm favourite and she does deserve to be after a Guineas victory, and Aidan O'Brien's team do well in this race, but Hermosa was put in her place by a French horse trained by the same trainer of Chanel with Watch Me at Royal Ascot in the Coronation Stakes at Goodwood. And I just wonder if this has been a plan for this horse, because this horse actually won the Group 1 Prix de Diane earlier in the season, and she hasn't run since then. Obviously, some people will question the form, because obviously there wasn't maybe the top quality opposition, but she's got a progressive bit about her, and she does all her best work late at the end as well. And I think tomorrow, over this trip, she could be dangerous, and as well, could be underestimated in the market. French Raiders do quite well when they come over here, and also as well, we've had a few international horses come and run and well since. There was a German winner and the Group 3 winner of the Hackwood Stakes at Newbury the other week. We had the French winner, like I said, with Watch Me at Royal Ascot, and also as well there was a horse from the Czech Republic. So don't always underestimate these raiders. There's a Japanese horse as well, but I'm not sure the Japanese form is quite up to the level of Chanel. But for me, at 7-1 tomorrow, with a progressive profile, she could be a danger and underestimated. And with the 3-year-old allowance as well, she's going to be going quite well, I think. We then go to the 4:10, and I'm going with a horse here called Xcelente for Mark Johnson, who's had a fantastic July, and Joe Fanning's but for the ride, one of his stable jockeys. Now this horse finished 3rd at Chelmsford last time out, and the form has worked out very well because Betty's Hope for the Mildman team went on to win the Super Sprint at Newbury. In second place that day was Oh Purple Rain for the Hannon team, who's a good horse. Also as well, if you actually look at this horse's profile, probably is crying up for a step up and trip, has been running over shorter, and going up to 7 furlongs tomorrow would suit. The Dam was a winner over a mile, so going up and trip, you think this horse will definitely play to its strength. So at 14-1 tomorrow, in a nursery that Mark Johnson can do well in, I think this horse is a massive each way play tomorrow, and it's going to be my selection in that race. We then go to the 4:45, and I think this horse, race, I should say, is a bit of a nightmare. Trying to pick one, just looking on paper, is very difficult. It obviously would be a paddock job, but the one that I've come down here is Ruby Power 8-1. I think is a good each way play, trained by Richard Hannon and Sylvester de Sousa's, but for the ride in the colours of the King Power Group. Now Richard Hannon, I think he's going to have a very good day tomorrow. I've obviously put up 4 of his horses, but this particular trainer, Richard Hannon, he puts all his best juveniles, a lot of them he runs them at Goodwood, and I just wonder if this has been a plan to run her at Goodwood, this filly. She's got some lovely relations in her pedigree. She was related to Jacqueline Quest, who was the winner of the 1,000 guineas a few years ago now, but then got demoted to 2nd place. That makes a relation to Line of Duty, who's a good horse. Also as well, Mademoiselle, who's a favourite of mine from William Haggis's stable a couple of years ago, was a good runner as well. She was a black type filly, and I think really this horse going forward could be quite good. And even though she's 8-1 in the market, she could be underestimated, and if the money comes for her, I think she's got a good chance. That's going to be my selection there. We then go to the 5:20 competitive race, but I thought Tinto could go well here at 10-1 with bookmakers at the moment. Trained by Amanda Parrott, who's a local trainer, likes to target winners at Glorious Goodwood. Is trains this horse, Pat Dobbs, but for the ride. Won at Bath last time out, beating a fair horse of James Tate. This horse is very quick as well. He does all his best work late on, and he's a very tough sprinter. Now, the form of that race has worked out okay at Bath because the third place horse, Wedding Date, ran okay, running home late on in a good race at Ascot last week. So the form has worked out okay, and Wedding Date was about 6 lengths in behind Tinto that day. He's run a lot, but he still could be improving, and I think tomorrow he's got a very good chance of going close to making the frame, and at 10 to 1 he's good each way play. So they're the tips for day 3 of Glorious Goodwood. If you see me tomorrow, be sure to give me a shout. Also as well, please subscribe here on my YouTube channel at LuckyLoads15 for more videos and more previews on Goodwood, and also as well the Galway Festival. Also as well, follow me on Twitter as well for all links to my work, which is my handle at LuckyLoaders15. And that's all I got to say, so please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.